Today on The Good Stuff.
Give the people what they want.
Yes.
And the people want a potato party. Meet Poppy O'Toole, who's giving us a crash course in how to master the art of potato side dishes from around the world. Plus, take takeout to the next level. My homemade gyros with all the fixins may be even better than the real thing. Then,
fake flowers, we don't say fake flowers anymore, okay? We say permanent botanical.
ooh, create an oasis of tranquility with Japandi décor. That perfect balance between Japanese and Scandinavian design.
A good day. Now, today we are skipping the takeout and making a late night classic at home. Trust me, your wallets and taste buds will thank you. This is my take on takeout. This music sting is my new favorite thing in the world. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am very excited about my take on takeout today because I am making chicken heroes. But I'm making, yes, very exciting. I don't know if anybody else was in university ever. And after maybe you went to a concert, you'd get some sort of delicious wrap on the walk home, always a good thing. I'm calling these, though, chicken hero-ish. Now, heroes are a Greek wrap that's traditionally made with like that vertically spit roasted lamb and beef situation. I don't know about you though, I do not have a vertical spit roaster at home, but it's such a thrill when you get those late at night. You see them with the big knife and they're cutting all that meat off and it's an absolute delight. There's so many spices and herbs and deliciousness in that meat. It's really, really tasty, but I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with wraps in general, and that's that you have to be really strategic with how you bite them, because sometimes you'll take a bite and you're just getting veggies. Sometimes you're just getting meat. Sometimes it's just bread. I want to bite with everything all at the same time, and I don't think that's too much to ask. So with this recipe, I'm going to show you how to make that happen. That's why I'm calling them chicken hero-ish, because they're not the spit, but we're going to show you a new trick. Now, I'm really excited. So I am doing these with ground chicken, obviously. If you wanted to, though, you could do this with ground pork, ground beef, ground lamb, a mixture of anything. The main thing is you want like a pound or 450 grams of whatever meat. I'm going with chicken today because honestly, ground chicken right now, it's always on sale for some reason, which is a delight. I love saving money. It's always a good thing. All right, so I'm gonna add that chicken right on into my bowl. And then into there, I'm gonna go in with half of a red onion that I've diced up really, really finely. This cooks relatively quickly, so the finer you chop the onion, the quicker it's all gonna cook up. So go in with that onion. Then I'm gonna go in with 2 garlic cloves. Pop those right on in. Those are minced. And now we're gonna start adding spices. This is where you go into your spice cupboard and you start rating everything you've got. A lot of people will tell you that if you have spices that are older than 3 months old, get rid of them. Don't, they're fine. They don't really go bad. They just like pull back on the flavor a little. So if maybe you're finding your, I don't know, smoked paprika and you don't know when you last bought it. Maybe it's the same age as your kid or your cat. Just add a little bit more. It'll still do the thing, but it just might not be as punchy. I'm gonna go in those pretty fresh with a teaspoon of that. Then into there, I'm going in with half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, depending on how spicy or flavorful you like it, with cumin and ground coriander. I love cumin. It's really, really delicious. It gives a little bit of a lemony flavor into this. And again, no matter what meat you're using, this is the spice mix you use and it'll be perfect. The coriander is actually the seeds of cilantro. And don't let that turn you off if you don't like cilantro. It doesn't taste cilantro. You're not gonna get that soapy. It is nice and bright and lemony though. Really, really tasty. Now I'm also going in with half a teaspoon of dry oregano. I like dried oregano here. Again, there's a little bit of a theme. Everything's kind of lemony, which feels to me very Greek. You know what I mean? Like Greek flavoring always has lemon and punchy and stuff like that. Then for a little bit of heat, I'm going in with anywhere from 1/4 to a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I like things spicy, so I'm gonna go half. Yeah. We're starting things off with a bang here on The Good Stuff. I'm feeling good about it. All right, now season that up with some salt. You can also add in some black pepper if you're feeling it. And then you just want to give this a good mix together. Now, if you want, you can use your hands, but when I'm especially mixing something like ground chicken, I actually like using forks because it's a really tender meat and it's really delicate. So you don't want to kind of work it too much because it gets a little gummy and we don't want that. So just kind of get your 2 forks, get them right on into there and kind of treat this like a weird salad situation, which you're not gonna eat right now because it's raw chicken, but you're just getting all of those herbs, those spices, all that onion, nice and mixed in, just until it doesn't, like you don't see a big spot of red or a big spot of something. Again, if you did this with pork or beef and lamb to be a little bit more traditional, that'd be delicious too. Whatever's on sale, go with that. All right, perfect. Now this is enough for 4 wraps, 4 of those gyros. So we have got 4 little pitas here. I'm using Greek style pita, the one that doesn't have a pocket. I find them really nice. They're chewier, they're fluffier. So what I'm gonna do with those is I'm gonna put 2 down onto a baking pan. You can do this on any surface. I'm just doing it on a baking pan today. And I'm just gonna divide over this mixture. So again, this makes 4. So what I like to do is kind of mush it into an even layer, draw a little cross through it. That's about 1/4. And we're gonna add that onto this pita. This sounds weird. Earlier during rehearsal, I heard my director was like, I don't know about this. But we're gonna win them over, don't worry. I want them over there, so I'm gonna get you too. All right, so add that beautiful meat mixture on. You can smell the spices, it smells beautiful. And then you're just gonna get a spoon, a butter knife, or an offset spatula, and you're gonna spread this out. This is very strange, it feels very strange. Don't worry, you're not alone, it's odd. But it's going to be absolutely beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're almost gonna cook this kind of like a smash burger, but we're just cooking it on the one side. That's still gonna cook the meat all the way through. That pita bread is still gonna come up to temperature, so you're good for that. So I've got that nice and spread out. Now we've got a nice hot pan over here. This is over medium-high heat. I'm gonna add in a little splash of oil, any sort of oil. I'm going olive oil today. And then what you wanna do is you wanna cook this meat side down. So get that little pita and just flip it over and push it into that pan. See, now we're getting there. And immediately you smell it. That is gonna cook for about, I'd say 4 to 6 minutes total. That's all it's gonna need to cook all the way through because that's a pretty thin amount of meat on there. You want it to be golden brown, cooked all the way through to like 165 because it is ground meat. That's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna also warm up that pita, so it's gonna be nice and soft. While that does its thing though, I'm gonna get to work on a topping. I can never say no to anything pickled, so I'm gonna pickle a little bit of red onion. So we have half of a red onion in that meat mixture. And I'm gonna just thinly slice the rest of this onion. Now this is probably gonna be too much onion for these 4, but there's nothing wrong with having pickled onions in your fridge. Just give it a nice slice. And then I'm just gonna add those into a bowl. Pickled onions are really easy to make, especially if you're doing a quick pickle. All you need, those onions, a little bit of any sort of vinegar other than balsamic. Balsamic will make it a little too sweet. Any other vinegar will work. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Give that a mix together and just set that aside for a few minutes to pickle. I'm gonna let this pickle, that's gonna do its thing. When we come back, I'm gonna serve this up and dig in.
Tomorrow on an all-new episode of The Good Stuff.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah!
Andrea Bucket takes a page right out of her brand new cookbook with 3 ways to feed a crowd and quench their thirst.
Oh yeah, come on, right?
Plus, I'm building a beautiful spring supper with bacon and peas and gnocchi. Oh my. The Good Stuff is all new tomorrow.
We are back in the kitchen and we are making my take on a classic chicken hero. Gyro. It's called a gyro. Like a gyro. There you go. Nailed it. I was like, one lady, I was like, that's not how you say it. We've got it. Honestly, it is gonna be absolutely beautiful. Now, before the break, I got to work on that beautiful chicken mixture, and I've got it cooking in the pan with a pita. Now, as opposed to spit roasting this, which I don't know about you, but I don't have a spit roaster at home, I like to actually kind of press that ground meat mixture onto the pita and then cook it in a pan over that medium-high heat. So I'm gonna take a gander at it, see how it's doing. Give it a little bit of a flip. Looking good. So this is the thing. thing. It's kind of like a burger, but it's stuck to that pita, which is exactly what we want. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. It's juicy and wonderful. So I'm just gonna turn the heat off. I'm just letting that pita warm up on that other side. But while that does its thing, I'm gonna get to work on the toppings for this delicious, delicious wrap. Now, you can buy store-bought tzatziki, which honestly is what I did. I always have store-bought tzatziki in my fridge. It's so good, it's delicious. If you don't have it, you could just use a little bit of Greek yogurt. But this is what you do to trick your friends and family into thinking that you made your own tzatziki. You made the money that bought that, so I would say you made it. But then just grate a little extra cucumber and pop it in there. That's gonna give you a little bit of extra crunch, a little bit of extra freshness as well. And it's also going to make it so you don't have to have cucumber chunks on your gyro, because otherwise, you know, those are the ones that you bite into and they just kind of slide out. We don't want that. We want everything in nice bites. So give that a good mix together. I'm also gonna add a little bit of extra dill in there because I love dill. There's never enough dill. Doesn't that look homemade? And again, as my cousin Lindsay says, if you made the money that bought it, then you can say you made it. So we're good to go. All right, that's looking great. Now I am going to grab this beautiful, beautiful gyro situation. We're calling this a gyro, sort of. It's got all the flavors that I love. I'm just gonna pop that onto my plate. And the best thing is, as that beautiful meat mixture cooks up, it heats that tortilla, giving a little bit of moisture so it's nice and bendy. Because sometimes you get a tortilla, or not a tortilla, a pita, and it's a little stiff and crumbly. This is gonna freshen it up beautifully. All right, to serve this up, to make sure you get the best bites in all the things, get a little bit of that tzatziki that we did. I personally like a tzatziki down on the bottom because then everything can stick to it. We know how to build a house. Yeah, a little bit of lettuce on there too, just for some crunch. I'm also gonna go on with some tomato, just some diced up tomato. Obviously some feta cheese, because we simply must. Little squidge of some lemon. A little bit of dill, and then I don't know about you, but late night gyros for me always had a little handful of French fries in them. That to me looks like an absolute dream. Don't forget about those beautiful pickled onions too, for that little bit of that acidity too. That's gonna be absolutely beautiful. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, smush it all together. Get those fries in there. Break, but we will be right back, so stick around.
Hey, that makes sense.
I don't know about you, Mary, but I don't know what any quarter cable is in my home.
No.
So if
You should see my desk upstairs. I have
it's like,
absolutely no idea
what are
anything
these things
does.
for?
Yeah.
So if you just take a Sharpie and write what they are, you can identify, and it just makes life a lot easier.
More satisfying than finding a super clever use for a common household item? Well, Megan Arthurs is here with a few budget-friendly organizing ideas. Hey, Megan, how's it going?
Hey, Mary, it is going great.
I know, I'm excited about this one.
This is a fun topic. Have you ever shopped your own home for organizing products?
I do it all the time, and sometimes Aaron will be like, hey, can I throw this out? And I'm like, now that you've shown it to me, no.
No.
Because I'm gonna use it for something.
It is a suspiciously satisfying experience.
Yeah.
You're like, I have a new calling in life. I just saved money.
I'm so crafty.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so today we're gonna show us 6 different household items that you're gonna use to like organize stuff with.
Yes, this is very fun. I feel
know.
like this is like an organizing magic show.
It does feel like a
no
magic
one
show.
knew they
There
were
are
coming to
reveals.
Yes.
Okay, so first off, we're gonna start with an ice cube tray.
Yes, so an ice cube tray could also be,
Dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, a jewelry organizer.
Right?
Yeah.
This is good.
Yes. The coolest way to organize your items.
Did you guys get that joke? The coolest way?
Your jewelry's just chilling. Okay, I'll stop. So an ice cube tray has predetermined compartments, which is so perfect for all of your small pieces. Jewelry is a category in a home where we often don't wear all of our pieces, not because we don't want to, because they're tangled and they're tarnished. And
or
we're
you
like,
can't find the pair that matches.
Exactly. It's like, that's gonna take a little longer time. So this is a really great option. What I like about this as well is that there is a lid So you can lid it, and then you're protecting your items from the dust. If you want to travel, you can travel with this. If you want to transport it to a different room, Bob's your uncle.
We are
Bob's
good to
your
go.
uncle.
Just don't store it in the freezer.
Yes, do not.
Yeah.
You'll be drinking pearls.
All right, next up, we are talking an empty candle jar. That like dredge, that little bit of candle left. What are we gonna do with that?
Okay, so an empty candle jar can become
Ooh.
a makeup brush holder.
I like this.
So empty candle jars are great. So the glass is thicker, it's really durable. Anything you put inside, it's not gonna tip over. But you know when you burn the candle at the bottom and there's like a little bit left over and you're like, how am I gonna get this out? You're like picking at it, it's really frustrating. Quick organizing hack, which is gonna sound like I'm a scientist and I am not.
Okay.
But you wanna put the candle jar in the freezer overnight.
Okay.
And then the wax is gonna pop right out. I did this.
She broke it in my freezer. Did you? Is there ginger in there?
Yes, there is. That's my
usual.
first time in the freezer here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put this in the freezer overnight. I'm just gonna give it a little bounce, and then the entire wax pops right out.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and quick tip, when you recycle, you actually do need to remove the entire wax if you're just gonna put this in the recycling bin, because if there's anything in the jar, it will get rejected at the recycling plant.
Yeah.
So not to put more chores on people here, but
Stick your candles in the freezer.
put your candles in the freezer.
I love it. I love that. That's so good. Okay, now moving on, we're going into the world of a dish drying rack.
Dish drying rack, which can be used for every household's biggest pain point, Tupperware lids. I know they're really awkward and hard to organize, so we're just gonna stack them, file fold in a dish drying rack, and then we can put the rack itself on a shelf, we can put it in a deep drawer, but that way everything is really accessible, it's grab and go. I actually do like to store the lids separate than the bases.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because it keeps them open, so you're not getting like a little mildewy, and you actually can find the match.
You can see them.
Yeah. Then you don't look like an infomercial with all of your lids falling
And there's like,
on you.
bam,
Yeah. All right, now next up, I like this one, because I have these at home, but I don't usually use them for their intended purpose. We're talking silicone cupcake liners.
Yes, we're talking the liners, not the sweet treat inside, and they are used, or can be used, for stationary supplies.
Oh, I like this, yeah.
Yeah, so in most homes, a lot of stationery is everywhere, right? So you can use them. What's great about the liner, these are silicones, so they are washable, they're durable, they're flexible. You can put them inside your drawers, and you can even get a gold organizing star and dedicate the color of the liner for a specific stationery item. So orange cupcake liner is for paper clips, for example. Get the family on the whole page.
See, I like this idea. And again, because they're a little grippy, they're not going to slide around in your drawer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, fantastic. All right, this one blew my mind, everybody. I'm very excited. Empty tissue box, classic tissue box.
A plastic bag dispenser.
Can you even?
So underneath most kitchen, bathroom, even laundry room sinks, it's like a plastic bag museum, and we just keep shoving them in. So this really condenses it. It's a smaller footprint, easy to grab and go. You can put it under the sink, much more condensed, but I also like putting these in the car.
Oh, smart.
Right? Sometimes we need a little garbage bag in the car.
Yeah.
Handy.
Super handy. And again, you always have the roll in there, and it's a cylinder, so it's flopping around under your sink. This is a nice little square.
Yes.
I really like this. And you could play a prank and pretend this is a tissue.
Right.
But it's not.
It's a shiny tissue.
It's a garbage bag. All right. Okay. Now we have got one last one, and it is hidden. What do we have here?
Okay, so we are focusing on the plastic bread tag, and you're gonna take your best guess as to what you think we could use that for in our home.
I'm gonna say, rubber bands?
Excellent guess.
Like putting the rubber bands in it? I don't know. Are we gonna reveal?
Yeah, I think you should reveal.
Okay, dun, dun, dun. Oh!
Okay, so these are being used for cord and cable labels.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I don't know about you, Mary, but I don't know what any cord or cable is in my home.
No.
So if
You should see my desk upstairs. I have
it's like,
absolutely no idea
what are
anything
these things
does.
for?
Yeah.
So if you just take a Sharpie and write what they are, you can identify, and it just makes life a lot easier.
See, I like that. That's a good
Yeah,
one. And you
yeah.
can also link two together if you needed to.
Yes, we're giving these babies a second chance at life here.
Second chance. Megan Arthur's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Mary.
We'll be right back. Let's start with the wall.
Do you know what, Mary? This is actually from Rona. Now, the more you get to know us, the more you're going to realise that we shop where everybody shops. We always say it's not how much you spend, but how you spend it, and where you go and how you put it together.
spaces with natural materials and a calming vibe. You're gonna love Japandi style. Here to help us get the look is design duo Colin McAllister and Justin Ryan.
Good morning, Mary. How the devil are you?
Thank you so much for being here.
It's good to be back.
It's fabulous. And you look amazing.
thank
You look
you so much.
fruity and fabulous and legs for days.
I nearly wore that same skirt. Honestly, I so nearly wore that today, Mary. So can you imagine how that would have
And
been
we
if
would
we'd
have done
both
who
been
wore
in
it
it?
better, for sure. That would have been the
No,
whole
listen, you want to
segment.
keep these pins hidden.
My getaway sticks. We got them. All right. Now, first up, let's chat. What is Japandi style?
You know, Japandi is an amazing thing. So it's that sweet spot between Japanese design and Scandinavian design. And they're both two dictums that we really, really love. But when you merge them and take the best from each of them, you get Japanese, Scandinavian, or Japandi.
Oh, I like that. Like the portmanteau.
So that's our
nice.
vibe today.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's about comfort. It's about being inspired by the forest, you know, and you think about hygge, the whole Scandinavian thing. So you want it to have the feel-good factor.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there has to be an element of kind of like Japanese minimalism in there, you know?
Nice.
We went to the Japanese Cultural Centre in Canada. There's one in Toronto.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be
Japanese-Canadian
Japanese.
culture.
Japanese-Canadian. You don't
Yeah.
have to be Japanese to go there. And
Yeah.
we went there and dipped in there, you know, has some great food, dipped into the culture as
Yeah.
well, just to get us into the vibe of this.
Totally.
You know, and I think it's about a look, but it's also about an attitude at how you use your home.
And I think that's what's important about the Japanese Canadian Cultural Centre.
Yeah.
It's so incredibly of the heart.
Yeah.
Everything that you're going to learn when you walk, it's in Toronto and you can go and visit.
Yeah.
It's such a great place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all about culture, religion, sport, music, food, everything that kind of relates back to Japanese.
Everything's so
which is the core.
intentional there, too. It's a beautiful
100%.
space.
Yeah,
it's
for
really,
sure.
really great. All right, so we're going to chat through this beautiful vignette. Let's start with the wall.
Do you know what, Mary? This is actually from Rona. Now, the more you get to know us, the more you're going to realise that we shop where everybody shops. We always say it's not how much you spend, but how you spend it,
Yeah.
and where you go and how you put it together. This wallpaper, to me, is a triumph because it looks so three-dimensional.
Right? It looks like wood.
It doesn't. It looks like really beautifully tailored wood, almost like a Japanese screen.
Yeah.
And that's why we selected that, Mary. It's got that incredible visual texture, but it's peel up and peel down. So the good thing about that is you shove it up in your wall, you get bored of it 5 years later, it comes down and you can put it away.
wow.
So that we felt, Mary, was a great starting point for this Japanese inspired.
I love it, and so much easier. Not going to get all dusty.
It's
No.
exactly
Yeah,
practical at all
And to
times.
save a little warm, you
Listen,
don't
I
have to
love it,
brand
yeah.
the duster.
But then, you know, so you have this element that is actually quite Scandinavian, very straight timber. But then you introduce some Japan into that, you know, and these little fans, these are from IKEA.
Oh, right on.
So not expensive, you can get them everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the thing about any look is not to overdo it. You
Yeah.
know, it's not about gimmicks, it's about having little touches that just suggest the look. We put them off center because we want to balance up this lamp as well, just so that when you stand back, it creates an overall shape. So think about that as well. Never think about things as individuals. Always think of them as ingredients, like
Yeah.
one of Mary's recipes.
Oh, I love
and then
that.
you put it together.
Oh, my gosh.
Room recipes.
See, I love these fans and studio audience. If you like the fans too, thanks to IKEA, you're all going home with a gift card. Yes. All right, let's chat about this beautiful bed and these bedside tables.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Indeed.
bed comes from an amazing retailer called Must Society. And for us, this is classic Japandi because it's got the Japanese line, but it's got more of a softer edge at the corner. So that's a much, much different typical line to the sharp precision of Japanese. But it takes the sensibility with the black lacquered raffia and the wicker behind, and it softens it down in terms of Scandinavian thinking. And I love this. Really low slung, but it's not so low slung that you can't get back up out
Yeah.
of it. I used to be about hip living, now I'm more about hip replacement. I've got to be careful, Mary. I want to be able to roll out but get up into
Yes,
roll
yeah.
on, roll off. And I love that. And it has
Exactly.
the matching nightstands as well. So the nightstands have the wicker in this area down there, which I think is such a lovely detail.
Yeah.
Again, Japanese, Scandinavian, marrying perfectly.
Yeah, and these are by Must Society. You know, it's a really sweet, sweet store. And when you're dressing a bed, you know, if you're the type of person that has one duvet and you get up, throw it to one side, and then go to work, this is not your look. We are talking Botox for beds. You know,
Okay.
I am ironing and steaming on a daily basis.
Every single bed should look like a Kardashian forehead. 100% softened, expression-free, wandering through life.
Exactly. We don't want wrinkles in our
No, we
lives.
don't. No, Oh, no.
Exactly. So, but you think about layering your bed. You know, the bedding here is from Colin and Justin collection at Home Sense. But just you want your pillows to stack like this. You want to add little kind of like fancy touches, accessories for the bed that just introduce shape and colour. You know, and I think it's really nice just to have a nod to little floral patterns as well. These are from Home Sense. You know, where you tap into kind of like slightly sweeter elements of Japanese design, but you put them in a minimalist environment so they really shine. You know, so the people who like patterns, we know who you are.
Yes.
You know.
This lady here.
Yeah. We can see you.
Mary.
Exactly.
Queen
Oh
Mary.
my God, look around. The people who like patterns are all here.
Yeah.
So this is for them.
I love this. Well, if you love this and if you're looking to get some of Colin and Justin's collection, you're also going home with a gift card to Home Sense. Yeah, gift cards.
We give so nobody gives a damn.
Now, let's chat really quickly about some pops of that kind of classic Scandinavian style. We've got the pops of the Japanese style.
Okay, so down here, this is one of my favourite things. So this, again, from IKEA, a little studio desk or a nightstand. You can do with it whatever you want, somebody to put your makeup on. But we've added a classic 1954 Hans Wegner chair. Now, this, for me, it's called the wishbone chair. This is classic from that style. It's been given a Japanese look with the darker detailing. So typically, the wishbone chair would be in this kind of colourway. But I think it looks great, really sexy dressed in there. Interestingly as well, there's a second school of Japandi called dark Japandi. So typically Japandi would use much more of the beachy and the lighter tones, but dark Japandi, as we've done here, is for me the way to go.
It's
super
beautiful.
dramatic.
Yeah, it gives a little bit more like pops.
Yes.
A little,
Bit of a...
There's a bit more drama there.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't we all want drama in the bedroom?
Listen,
I'm just saying.
This is a rowdy audience today. I love it.
Our people are here.
Yeah, they are.
All right, let's chat really quickly about the greenery we've got going on, because I think that's key to it as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're great believers in fake it till you make it.
Yeah, love that.
You
Love
know?
that.
And, you know, fake flowers, we don't say fake flowers anymore, okay? We say permanent botanicals.
Ooh. That sounds so much fancier.
We're owning it. But it's because the technology's improved so much, you know, with a piece like this, you actually can't tell the difference. We got a Colin and Justin ice bucket.
Oh!
And we've loaded it with these lovely flowers there. And I think a great thing is, you know, if you actually have orchids and they've died, passed away, you know what? You always have the leaves there. So why not think about bringing in real leaves and mixing them, you know, with kind of like fake flowers as well. And it just gives it more of a kind of total realistic look.
I love that, because honestly, I cannot keep an orchid alive, so that's for me, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's chat about, let's chat about this guy over here.
Yeah, okay, so that is a yucca plant. Now, this is a classic plant. We typically associate it with areas like China or Japan. People in Japan love greenery. They love the oxygenation. What's that lovely word? Oxygenization that happens. They add. Is that a real word? Did I make a word up?
Listen, there might have been an extra syllable.
It's science in there. So we're talking about photosynthesis.
We are. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay,
So
I'm down.
In Japanese homes, you're going to see a lot of greenery. And the yucca plant, I find, is one of the most beautiful plants. You can't kill them. I mean, these things can die. Well, these don't because they're fake. But those guys there, you can do whatever, and they're gonna be there at the end of the world. Them and cockroaches are the only things that can survive nuclear attack.
That's all we've got. All right, now let's chat about, let's go from the floor to the ceiling. Let's talk about these rugs and this lamp.
You know, sometimes with a look like this, it's about not copying something, you know. So we looked at tatami mats, you know, the wonderful mats that you would see in Japanese homes. And we figured we could do that with rugs, and we could just get smaller rugs and overlap them. So you get a kind of patchwork type vibe on the floor. But it's just a nice way to go. It gives it a kind of softer look. And I think if you're going to have darker elements in a room, think about actually lightening up a space from the ground up. So if you go for a lighter rug, immediately you're going to balance light and it's going to feel brighter.
I mean, that's a light that we found in IKEA, but we tailored it. So when you get it, the stuff from IKEA, typically it's flat pack, so you assemble it yourself. So you have a chance to maybe change the colour of something with paint. So we were going to spray paint these kind of bow and arm things. But one of the guys here, also called Justin, fantastic backstage with us.
Justin
said, we ain't got time for that today. Let's just use black tape. So we used black tape.
Isn't that great?
And it just gives a tiny little effort. I think that's the key message, Mary, that we always want to say. If you can find a way of enhancing something and making it a bit more individual and giving it a special touch, then that's when your home comes alive.
Yeah.
I love that. Never has a piece of black tape had such a reception.
Black tape is the hero of the day. Colin and Justin, thank
Mary,
you
a pleasure.
so much. What an absolute Japandi style. We got to take a break and we'll be right back. potatoes, listen up. Whether you like them boiled, mashed, or stuck in a stew, my next guest knows how to treat a spud. Having earned over 5 million followers on social media and the title of Potato Queen, she's here to dish on her newest cookbook. All the way from the UK, please welcome best-selling author and Michelin-trained chef, Poppy O'Toole.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing. The audience are incredible. You guys are great. Thank you.
Poppy, I am absolutely thrilled that you are here. And may I just say, what a stone cold stunner this beautiful book is. Okay, first off, the potato book. Is there a better title for a book?
That was it. I kept saying I want a potato book, and it just stuck. And I was like, it has to be the potato book. Yeah,
oh my gosh. Let's chat about this real quick.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this beautiful book.
So I am obsessed with potatoes. I don't know if you can tell. And so I have done a series online about potatoes for ages on different social media platforms. And I was like, this has to get into book form so people can have them constantly.
Yeah.
And this is 101 recipes. I like the noises coming from the audience. And so these are my favourite potato recipes. This is incredible. And they are my repertoire from working in kitchens to just doing it online and everything in between.
Well, that's the thing. Your story kind of began, like, I, too, am a lifelong potato lover. I've been in my potato era for my whole entire life. But you started in professional kitchens.
Yeah, so I worked in professional kitchens for over a decade in the UK, from like in London and all those sort of things, Michelin-starred restaurants. So I'm a proper chef sometimes. And so some of these, I didn't realise I was such a potato fan until I went back through my repertoire and I was like, I was always put on potato duty. I was peeling potatoes for fries, I was making fondants. They'd be like, put Poppy on the dauphinoise, so I can get her on there. So that's where my love came from. So when I then went to social media in lockdown and started doing recipes, because I lost my job, I did a potato recipe and it was crispy cubes, which are similar to the ones we've got over there in a minute. And it was the first video that got 1 million views. And I was like, give the people what they want.
Yes, people want potatoes and they are not stopping.
No, absolutely not.
I'm very excited because in this book you have a section that's called World Classics.
Yes.
So today we're going to go on a little trip around the world in the form of potatoes, though.
We've got a big journey.
Big journey. We're obviously starting right here in Canada.
Yeah, which is really intimidating, actually. So in the UK, we can't get cheese curds very often. So I do say in the book, I don't know if it's still in this one, that you can use mozzarella, which I know you can't.
Mozzarella for a poutine? Don't worry, we'll allow it. We'll allow it, Poppy.
It's only because you can't get it in the UK, but we have got delicious cheese curds here, which are one of my favourite things now. I've had so much poutine. So we've got some fries, which we've done in the oven. So they are parboiled and then into the oven at about 425 degrees Fahrenheit.
Beautiful.
You get these lovely oven chips, and then, of course, copious amounts of cheese curds. Thank you.
This is the best. Now, this is what we want. Poppy, you are speaking my language to a degree that I was not prepared for.
And then this is a bit of an easy kind of cheats gravy. You could go proper fancy with it, you know, and roast all your bones off, but I've just used beef stock and chicken stock.
Oh, fantastic.
And then you reduce it down, mix some herbs and onions and
oh my
bit of butter through it.
Gosh. Okay, I don't know if you heard because we were all reacting so much. She also puts a little bit of butter in the end. What a delight. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay.
Please let me know what you think about
this. Oh man, this is too big of a bite. Oh my God.
Amazing. Thank you.
Honestly, fantastic. You are an honorary Canadian, my friend.
Thank you, yes.
All right, now we are moving over. I'm going to pretend these are from the UK. They're not because you're from the UK.
Okay,
these are
we'll
your snacklebacks.
These are my snacklebacks. So I've coined the term snacklebacks, but a Hasselback is a Swiss dish, which is kind of like a ridged potato. So what I'm going to do is use chopsticks either side or a bit of a wooden spoon, something apparatus, which means you don't cut all the way through the potato. And then you cut through like that, and you make these slices. If you want to have a go, you're very welcome to.
Okay, cool.
And you can do them thinner, you can do them thicker, but you'll get this kind of lovely ridge in them.
Oh, yeah.
And so the snackleback is because these are smaller, so if you really try, you can eat this in one go.
Oh, fantastic.
So those get roasted off, and we also do a lovely garlic butter with them, which goes all over them. And then, once they're roasted, you get these gorgeous, golden, crispy, fluffy on the inside.
Can you even deal?
And more of that whipped garlic butter to dip.
Okay, let's chat about this garlic butter. So we've
Yes.
got butter, we've got
Yes.
roasted garlic.
Absolutely. So we've got a whole bulb of roasted garlic. We've got paprika, salt, pepper. Oh, sorry.
Would it be rude to use my
I think
fingers?
fingers is
okay,
gonna be
fingers
easier,
is what we're
actually.
doing. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
There we go. And then you get a bit of that extra butter on there as well.
Oh my god.
I love how I get to cook and eat. This is brilliant.
It's a good diet.
That butter, put that butter on everything and you are happy camper.
All right, now we're moving on with mouths full.
Sorry.
Feeling good about. No, I'm obsessed. What are we moving on to next?
So, noisettes. These are a French classic. And they're one of my favourite ways to eat potatoes. Noisette means hazelnut. So you get these lovely balls of potato, which you use a melon baller for. Get this lovely hazelnut shape. Parboil them. Get them into a pan with frothy frothy? I can't say.
Frothy? Frothy.
Mouth the potato
Why
as
did I
well.
do an accent? I'm sorry. I heard you say frothy and I was like, that sounds fun.
And now we're British.
Okay, fantastic. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. Eh?
Yeah. Hey, nailed it. Yeah, you did the poutine. We got
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah.
And so you get them in the brown butter, and then you're going to add a little bit of honey, and you're going to add a little bit of chilli. It's up to you. You can add different flavours into it. You can have different herbs, and then you finish it off with the garlic. I'm going to leave the garlic out because it's not quite hot enough.
Okay, perfect.
But a bit of chilli flakes as well, a bit of salt, and these can just replace your roast potatoes.
Yes.
They can replace any kind of potato.
I love that addition of the honey in there, that little sweet and the nutty.
Anything nutty, hot honey.
Oh my
I'm up for
gosh.
it. So please give these
Let's
a try
give
as
a
well.
taste, okay.
So they're super soft inside,
my gosh.
golden.
Come on.
That with a steak, that with chicken, that with anything.
Yeah, one of my favourite
Oh
dishes.
my gosh.
theirs.
Okay, finally, we're going to Spain.
Yeah, now we're in Spain, so one of my favourite places in the world. So we've got some Yukon Gold potatoes, again, just chopped up, boiled for a little while, and then into the oven and roasted. And then we've got this lovely tomatoey sauce, flavoured with paprika, garlic, onion. Now, you just top it, or you can toss it, it's up to you.
Okay, love it.
And again, this is a lovely sharer. It's a lovely side. It can be anything. There's so much you can do with potatoes. And that's what I want to show all the time. And then a bit of herb, a little bit of garlic mayo.
Oh my
which
gosh.
we go.
Oh my gosh. I gotta get a fork.
That reaction is amazing.
I cannot. Okay, let's give this a taste. That tomato sauce. Okay. Oh my gosh. Poppy, you are amazing. You are amazing.
Thank you so much.
That is so
Thanks, guys.
delicious and absolutely wonderful. Poppy, huge congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your new book, The Potato Book, and studio audience to help you embrace your potato era. Thanks to Poppy. You're all going home with a copy. We'll be right back.
Want more of the good stuff? For recipes, behind-the-scenes content, and so much more, follow us on our socials at The Good Stuff CTV.
Next guest. He's the frontman of the multi-platinum award-winning Canadian band Arkells. And if you've ever wondered what it takes to make your dreams come true, his debut book, Try Hard, is for you. Everyone give it up for Max Kerman. Hello! Welcome to the show!
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God! This is so exciting. Max, fun fact, I saw Arkells when I was in university. I think it was either at the Turret or it was at Wilf's.
Oh, I partied a lot in Waterloo.
Yes!
Over the years. Did you ever go to Phil's?
Oh, no, you know what? I never went to Phil's. I was more of a Starlight girl.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
live music.
Right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Huge congrats. Welcome to the show, too.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. Thank you. This is a treat. This is fantastic.
Okay, I'm very amped about this. First off, check out this book. It's an absolute delight. Try Hard. Huge congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you described this as kind of the companion to your own creative work in progress. How did you make this pivot from writing music to writing a book? Was that easy? Was it fun for you?
It was fun. I'm a bit of a busybody, and I
Okay.
realized that there was 2 times during the year where I aggravated everybody. It was the last week of August and the first 2 weeks of January, the music business goes on vacation, and no one replied to my emails.
Okay.
And also the band didn't really want to reply to my emails either. So it's like, I need to think of how to entertain myself. And I always have believed that if you're entertaining yourself, it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Because you don't even really realize then you're working. And so sure enough, what I did is I went to a coffee shop and I said, if I can get 1,500 words on something to do with my job, let's start there.
Yeah.
So, and then that came pretty easily. And then I called my manager, Ash, and I said, do you want to go for a walk? And then I read her the 1,500 words immediately.
While on the walk.
While on the walk,
Love
just
it.
walking through Trinity Bellwoods Park in Toronto. And then that's basically how the book was written.
Okay.
And I know a lot of authors do it in a very solitary kind of way. They need to kind of hide away for months on end. I'm a lead singer. I don't quite do that. I need to perform. So basically, I'd be like, Ash, I have something for you.
Yeah.
And then I was able to see in real time what moments were working, what got laughs. She'd have ideas about, because I have a terrible memory, so she'd also update, like, Max, like 6 other things happened on the story that you're telling that you've forgotten. And that's sort of how the book came together.
That's amazing. What's your advice? I know throughout this book, reading this book, you've got your stories. It's definitely chock full of advice. But for someone who really wants to kind of actually show that they are trying hard. Like that it's cool, it's okay to try hard, it's okay to be amped about something and put your all into it.
Yeah, well, I think not being afraid to ask questions. I'm constantly looking for advice. That's like a big part of the book, is the second I'm stuck on something, I think of who is the person in my life that would like this assignment. And I call them. And so for instance, after this, there's a guy who works in this very building, Mike Veerman.
Oh my gosh, I love Mike
And Mike is great. And Mike is sort of like my co-writer. So if I'm on tour and I'm thinking about, what do I want to say to the crowd in Halifax tonight? What's something, okay, I need to figure out what the arc of my story will be. I just call Mike.
He's an amazing writer.
He's an amazing writer. And Mike just and Mike knows my brain, and we workshop it together. And that's the way I work on that. And then if I have a question about music, I'll call one of the guys in the band. If I have a question about, I have a roster of people that I call unapologetically.
That's the thing, you've got your support system. It's not just built alone. I absolutely love that. Now, one thing that was really cool is Michael Bublé, fellow Canadian musician, huge fan of yours. He voiced a little bit of a book announcement for you.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so this is a try-hard move. Most of the time, the publisher says, okay, you're going to announce your book. You just post this damn thing on Instagram. And I said, not good enough. I said, not good enough. We need to make this big. So then I was like, all right, what if we, go to the scene of the crime, me in a coffee shop, morning parade. It's on Dundas and Crawford. That's where I wrote most of the book. And what if there's like a slow push-in? Can you do a slow push-in on me?
Oh, Dave's coming in a little bit. Oh, no, wait, you're on your two. You're on your two.
Okay, there's so many cameras. Slow push-in on me. And I'll talk about, it's like, what is it like to announce? Oh, are we doing it?
We're doing it.
What is it like to announce a book you've written for the first time in your life? And I was like, okay, this is cool. It'll be very cinematic. It'll be dreamy. You'll hear the coffee shop. You'll be in the zone of how I wrote the book. I was like, what would be my own voice in that voiceover? Michael Bublé's voice.
Obviously.
So then I texted Bublé, and I'm like, Bublé, I got this idea. I'll write you the script. Actually, I didn't write the script. Mike Veerman wrote the script. Mike Veerman wrote the script. I had the idea for the script. I said, Mike, punch it up. We sent it to Mike. Did the voiceover, and then we sent it to Bublé. Be like, okay, this is the thing we're trying to do. He goes, boy, he's like, I'm in Vegas right now. I'm nowhere near a studio to record the thing. I say, doesn't matter. Voice note it on your iPhone. He's like, no problem. He sends me the voice note. We piece it together, and that is a try-hard move.
That is how you do it. That is how you do it. Max, huge congratulations on this amazing book. There's so many great takeaways in here. And everybody, thanks to Max, you're all going home with a copy of Gyro.
Thank you.
Max, what a delight. This was really, really fun. What a treat. Oh, and good luck with your book tour.
Yes.
Max, that was great. That is our show today, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more.